Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Sensual Aromas, where you get 100% all-natural health care products. From herbal treatments for skin conditions and internal cleansing for the body, Sensual Aromas has what you're looking for. There are $25 natural cleansers, $15 natural body detoxes. There's also a special going on now. For $12, you can get 5 lip balms, and for $8, you can get 2 of our whipped scented shea butters. For coupons on our services, go to breakthetradition.com. For more products and information, go to sensualaromas.com.
Hi, I'm Ashley Matthews. With each individual sale, there will be a donation made to fighting cancer naturally. Research without radiation. Let's break away from the old traditions.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
As busy as you are, because they're good at itemizing their time, and they actually have a passion for what they do.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Fool.
Hey. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to another show, Just a Bit Outside. I am your host, Kescia, and to my right, I got my main man, James.
Hey, what's up, outsiders?
And of course, as always, the dude that was there when I fell in love with pizza, my man, Mark Foster.
How's it going?
Get your baby.
Oh,
I was there when you fell in love with pizza.
When we was all together.
Mark Foster is the first man to ever catch a lightning bolt from Zeus himself.
Okay. All right, man. Let's get cracking. Got a good show up for you guys today. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We got some tennis on the menu. We've got some basketball, of course. We got some horse racing.
Yeah, the Preakness Stakes over the weekend.
Yeah,
it was a big weekend for Baltimore sports. We had the Orioles had a game Saturday. Preakness was here. Javante Davis, product of Baltimore, had a title fight.
Yeah,
huge things.
Cool. Y'all ready to get cracking?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, we like to start off local a little bit. So why don't we get straight into it? The biggest event of the weekend. the 142nd Preakness race.
Right.
Cloud computing. Got the job done.
Just gonna say.
Right. Wait, hold on, everybody. Jimmy's is gonna go on his glorified
My soapbox.
whatever it is. Right.
I'm gonna get on my
Everybody,
soapbox.
brace yourself.
He's gonna show how humble he is.
Right. Right.
Yes. I'm just saying. I successfully predicted the Preakness Stakes winner. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kescia Mark. Thank you.
And how much did you put down on it?
I put down a total of $0.00. But I did say it on air. So I'm on the roll, man. You know, Preakness Stakes winner, NCAA basketball championship game and winner. Come on now, y'all, give me something. I know a little bit about sports. No.
And we're done. Okay. So, back to the Preakness race. It really became like an all Baltimore and all local kind of event because from what I understand, the owner, Seth Clareman, grew up 3 blocks from Pimlico Racetrack.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under Armour and their recent purchase of Sagamore Farms, they had a big footprint this year at the Preakness Stakes. Just a quick mention, there was a record crowd. There have been some murmurs and some rumors that the Preakness is going down, the interest in the Preakness is going down, but there's actually a record crowd of 140,327 people.
Damn.
Yeah. They were deep. They were deep out there, and they had a good time as always. But so
it was an exciting race.
Yeah,
itself,
I was gonna say,
the race itself, right?
What happened to Always Dreaming? Did you?
I don't know.
Faded away. Always Dreaming faded away, which is kind of traditionally what the winner of the Kentucky Derby kind of does because the races get longer as they go.
Right.
So coming down the backstretch, he faded away. And then there's actually a race the entire time between Always Dreaming and what was the other horse?
Classic Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Classic Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and then
wait a minute though. That's my whole point though. Prior to the Preakness race, everybody was like, "Oh, Always Dreaming won by this many lengths. He's gonna be built for the long haul."
Cloud Computing didn't run in the Kentucky Derby,
which was pretty much my whole point. I was going with the field,
right?
Because I thought rest would be a factor,
a big factor, and it actually was a big factor, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So coming down the backstretch, it was a battle for them two. And then Always Dreaming kind of faded, and Cloud Computing just came out of nowhere, and then it ended up being a race with Cloud Computing and the Empire. What was the name
Classic
again?
Empire?
Classic
Empire, right.
All right, Spicy Junior.
Sometimes these are horses. Honestly, these are horses where in 1 month we're going to forget who they were. A new horse comes around every year.
You give it a whole month?
right. I'm about to say, we're going to be done forgot about Classic Empire, the Belmont Stakes, because I don't think that horse is going to run it back.
Shots fired.
So, right.
But
so we did. Wait a minute. But speaking of the Belmont Stakes, though, let me just ask you guys this. Okay, since we have no chance at the Triple Crown,
do you think
this is a good thing or a bad thing for the Belmont? What do you think, Mark?
As far as this year, it's a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
If Always Dreaming and
Classic Empire,
Cloud Computing
both
go there, then I think there might be some interest to see if one of them win it. But I think back to 2 years ago when someone finally won the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And there is so much anticipation that built up over the decades since the last one. So I think maybe if we don't see that for a while, it could be good again.
I think that actually is a good thing, being a kind of a drought of the Triple Crown winner, because just like you said, it builds interest, and it kind of makes the horse American Pharaoh last year. The only reason why I remember his name is because he won the Triple Crown. But American Pharaoh, it kind of makes him more of a legend. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It expands the legend.
Okay. Believe it or not, guys, when the Triple Crown is not up for grabs, the Belmont suffers horribly. They are actually expecting numbers to be less than 100,000. Yeah, right. Yeah. Less than 100,000, which, right, is eyebrow raising since we had this 130K crowd in Baltimore.
140K, 320.
Oh, 140K. Excuse me, 140K.
We have exact numbers here.
But yeah, so basically the numbers aren't as good when the Triple Crown isn't up for grabs.
I can see why.
I guess, by us, I mean, me personally, I think it's good because it's like, you have a different winner every time. You don't know who's going to win. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's where the anticipation is. Not when you have one horse that just winning, over and over again. But I guess from, like a racers or like, in the sports horse racing arena, that's what they want to see. People want to see the Triple Crown.
Well, what I'm thinking, I'm stepping outside of that.
Yeah.
Your casual watcher, the people who aren't even in the sports at all, those are the numbers who grow. You know what I'm saying? Those are the numbers that grow the crowd because you're going to have your core every year who wants to go watch the race. It's the people who aren't even interested in horse racing that, the hype becomes big. Oh, there might be a Triple Crown winner. Hey, honey, let's go to the Belmont Stakes. Let's go to the Preakness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How many people, honestly, are, I'm positive the majority are there for horse racing, but then we have the Infield Fest.
Right.
Right.
How many people are there just for that?
Oh, right. And you hear the rumors. Kescia and I went a couple times in college that we probably can't even remember.
A couple times.
Did you on top of the porta potties? Come on.
I did it on my hands. No. But, man, they had a guy this year compared to years when we had been there.
Looked pretty calm.
The infield looked very calm.
Yeah.
They actually did have a guy do the porta potty run, but I mean, he was wearing white pants and a pink shirt and white suspenders. He wasn't wearing t-shirt and jeans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And he fell to the right, got back up, fell to the left, and fell off. And I think it was Mike Tirico was like, all of America just saw this guy's debauchery. So that was funny.
Yeah.
But going back to the what we were saying, I think it actually helps the numbers. If there is threat of a Triple Crown.
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah,
so
I
can see.
I just gave you
I can see why.
I just gave you the
because
goods.
of your casual watcher. Like, and we're gonna get into it, but the NBA is actually having better numbers this year, even though it's supposed to be boring because we have these two teams sweeping their way through, which the Cavs just lost their game last night. But the numbers are up because people are anticipating these two Goliath teams coming at each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to fast forward, but like you said, we'll get to that a little bit later on in this show.
On the whole horse racing thing, what strikes me about the numbers that you guys are saying, 140,000, and they're expecting less than 100,000 for Belmont. These are events that happen once a year, and you compare it to other sports, and I think the biggest one that comes to mind is college football, Michigan and Ohio State. I mean, they get 100, 110,000 in the bowl there.
Right.
And those are, you think college football is infinitely more popular than horse racing, but they have these crowds at the horse racing that are eclipsing those events.
Right.
It boggles the mind.
Yeah,
when you look at the grandstands of Pimlico, I mean, we were just there for Mother's Day, and it doesn't look anywhere near in comparison to Michigan State's stadium. So I saw 140,000. I was like, wow.
They got the whole infield.
Right, but
the infield
numbers, right.
But what I'm saying is the infield is nowhere near what it used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be crazy. But I don't know, man. For whatever reason, along with all of the rumors that interest in the Preakness has fallen, they still managed to do record numbers, I think, which is an awesome thing.
Yeah.
There's been this report of $300 million in renovations needed for Pimlico. Echoes and the shadows that the Preakness may move to the Laurel racetrack because
they can't do that.
It's the same owner that owns both
but it won't be the
racetracks.
same. You can't do that.
And in recent years, they've been renovating Laurel racetrack. So now apparently that's the nicer one now. And but the mayor, Catherine Pugh, seems to really be
they can't do that.
Along in the fight. And I watched them interview Hogan. And he was very political about it because he's not the governor of Baltimore. He's the governor of Maryland. And Laurel is in Maryland, you know?
Yeah.
So
I moved here in 2008, so about 9 years ago. And they've been talking about it moving ever since I moved here. So I don't think it's going to move.
I hope not.
It's not going to.
I hope not, because it generates a lot of money for the city every year.
Definitely.
That's like our Super Bowl. I mean, 140,000 people in one place spending money all day, and then let alone all the little food places, and then the Inner Harbor, because, you know, everybody leaves there and they go to all the touristy spots.
Now, if I wanted to put my hustle on, too, I knew a dude, every year he'd go down there and he'd hack. Cabs. Cab, whatever people call it.
Yeah, we're in Baltimore. We know what that is.
People that aren't, they might not know hack. So he'd go down and he'd hack. So he'd make quite a bit of money from that. And then he'd go and he'd help on the cleaning crew of Pimlico itself. And he said on the infield, you found cash.
I've done that.
Watches.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've done a cleanup crew before and found cash and watches and other crazy.
I need to get in on that.
Garments and undergarments found.
Okay.
Special
Nate, that sound effect was hilarious.
Okay, moving on. Shout out to the Maryland lacrosse team. They won this weekend 18-9 over number 8 Albany. So with this, they move on to the Final Four for the fourth consecutive year. Shout out to Matt Rambo, hat trick in the first 10 minutes of the game. That was crazy, insane. They haven't won a title in 42 years, so we are definitely on the watch for them to get them done this year.
Fingers crossed for Maryland.
Yeah. Shout out to them. So they're going to face number 5 Denver in the semifinals on Sunday.
And they're not the only local team to go in the Final Four, right?
Right. But don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to get into Ennis Cantor and find out what the hell's going on with him. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
Check out this flashback from It Is What It Is radio show.
Paul he was chilling, he was doing his thing. Y'all, you feel me? Love y'all family, you know what I'm saying? And like for him to be taken away from you, snatched away from you just like that, you feel me? It's like damn. Another good one gone. You know what I'm saying? Like why you taking the good? You know what I'm saying?
You always end up asking like why?
And that's like again. It's a lesson that it's a test of faith. You feel me? Gonna take you through these tests. You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through. You going through something. Right. You feel me? Because after you go through it, you get through it. You look back on like, damn, I got that. You feel what I'm saying?
For this and more, be sure to tune into BeExposedRadio.com every Friday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. to listen to more of It Is What It Is radio show.
People been saying to your friend, get a different Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monty from Talk Lately. I want y'all to sit back and listen to this flashback. We be tripping.
I mean, really, but I mean, he might have. I got him maybe jacking her up.
The kids said he did it.
But this is Floyd Mayweather punching her head repeatedly, and like she doesn't have like brain damage.
No, she didn't have brain damage. I don't think he was hitting her like that. Or he probably was like, say something else. Say something else.
That
he probably wasn't like tagging her.
Right.
He probably was just like, and the kids was like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
Why do they have that accent? Why? Why do his kids have that accent?
I just pictured them looking like African. Oh. I didn't want to have to admit that. I don't know what they're going to do about my mouth, but just check out the show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's
hey,
more
everybody,
of the same.
check out
right
what
here
you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, you know, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, you know, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
The pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids, and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything, and you know you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place you, like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating? That is a nice commercial. I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back.
Welcome to the Jazz Hour.
right. Hey, Kescia doing sports, man. You're doing jazz, and I'm just spaced out. I'm on Space Mountain. But just a couple quick shout outs. We got my boy James Hill. He said his uncle used to carry coolers when he was a kid at the Preakness. And my boy Omar said, go ahead, y'all, talk that smack. We got Ken Foster.
Is that your brother?
That's my dad.
Your dad. Hey, what's up, Pop?
Hey, Mr. Foster. How's it going?
Hey, all right.
Yeah, shout out everybody. Of course, 3 different ways to connect with us. The Facebook, you can follow either Kescia, myself, or Mark on Facebook. When we share our Go Live, we also have a page, Just a Bit Outside page. Second way is on YouTube. The channel is called Be Exposed Radio. And then, of course, locate the show Just a Bit Outside. 3, BeExposedRadio.com. And then locate our show Just a Bit Outside. And we also have a couple of apps.
Yeah, on the Be Exposed website at the top of the navigation bar, there's links to 2 apps. There's the TuneIn app and Radio Loyalty app, and you can listen to there.
Cool.
All right. So, when we left off, we were talking about what's going on locally. So now we're going to shift gears a little bit and kind of deal with an international kind of issue. And in the spirit of the show, just a bit outside, kind of go outside the arena of sports and talk about the Enes Kanter situation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Enes Kanter is from Turkey.
Yeah.
And you want to take this?
Oh, sure. So there was a recent, I'm sorry, I'm over here kind of spaced out because my sound keeps going in and out. But last year there was an attempted coup on the president of Turkey, and he quelled it. But I mean, naturally, guys, if you are the ruler of a nation, no matter how fascist or democratic you may be, you are the head of a country. There's an attempted coup. You quell the coup. What's your next move? If you stop a coup?
Get rid of the people that tried to...
Exactly. Yeah. So this guy is locking up people, and he's had a few executed. But, I mean, this really isn't a laughing matter. But he's had a few executed. He's locked up a bunch of people, so everybody is protesting. He came to D.C. And met with Trump. There was a big protest, and his bodyguards went through the crowd knocking heads. Yeah. But anyway, long story short, among all of this happening, Enes Kanter, who is a citizen of Turkey, Enes Kanter, the center for the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder, he took a political stance. You know, he's 25 years old. He's a millionaire, so he wanted to take a stance for his country, for the right thing. And he's been making some derogatory remarks on the president. So the president revoked his passport. And then, Keish.
Well, he got detained.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give you an assist here.
Oh, okay. Well, he was detained for a little while, and they released him, and I believe he's back in the United States right now. Yeah. And didn't he have a press conference today?
I know there was one scheduled. I didn't get to see if it actually.
Okay, I'm going to double check on that, but he came back. But you know, I was talking to James about this, and my question was, you know, was the detainment justified?
No.
See, that's absolutely what. Okay, not. That's the stance that I kind of.
It wasn't justified.
I know, but you were like, I mean, yeah, because if you're,
naturally, if you run a country,
right?
You know?
But I mean, you know, you do those type of things for people that you think are like real threats, right?
We live in a country where you have freedom of speech, right, where things that people think that you can't get fired for what you say. You can absolutely get fired. You can't be prosecuted. You can't be locked up. You can't have things like your passport revoked. The government can't take action against you. That's what freedom of speech means.
Right.
Apparently in Turkey they don't. The president doesn't give a damn what you have to say. So he revoked his passport.
And clearly they don't care what you do here or abroad.
Right. You know? The world is a rough place.
It was like a spy movie or something like that. The way like they escaped out of Turkey 5:30 a.m. went to Singapore, I think, first.
Wow.
And then went to Romania, and then finally London, and then finally to the States.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hold that thought. When we come back, we're going to talk some more NBA. We're going to talk about these bum-ass conference finals. So y'all don't go nowhere. Just a bit outside. That's right, shots fired. That's what we do.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now. Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Check out this flashback.
If someone says that more money may create more problems for us who don't have a lot of money, we said, nah, that'll never be me. And when we look at the statement that's made by those who are making over six figures, millionaires, I dare say billionaires, we wonder, how is it that more money can cause more problems? Well, I can kind of understand how that may be the situation if the money that you have is not going towards things that are of a worthy cause. And that looks how you perceive it to be. If you feel like money should make you free, but after making more money, it traps you towards these things that will cause you to have to get more money to feel like you're free, then that's a vicious cycle that someone I can understand will not necessarily feel like they're the benefactor of. So take a look at the money that you already have, and if the money that you have is going to where it needs to go, then money becomes that tool that you need to have an ends to a means when it comes to your necessities in life.
You can catch me Thursdays from 8 to 10 on the Denasha Harrison Show on BigExposedRadio.com.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside. Thanks for joining us each and every Monday. Give us a call if you want. The number is 410-702-5657. Look forward to talking to you, and especially our friend that hasn't called for a few weeks.
Yeah, right. What happened to our number one fan?
Number one fan, right. I forgot all about him. Oh, he's been silent. Been silent.
Mr. Bonner, Mr. Bonner. Okay, all right. Yeah, guys, let's keep it going with the NBA. Let's talk about these conference finals.
Right.
There's a lot going on, and then there's very little going on at the same time. We've had some pretty groundbreaking injuries, team-shattering, dream-shattering injuries, and as this is going on, we've been seeing some beatdowns. I would say up until last night.
Yeah.
I came in here fully prepared. Well, not I didn't come in here. Yesterday, I was fully prepared to discuss the topic. Could the Boston Celtics win without Isaiah Thomas? And clearly, they wanted me not to talk about them last night. I guess. I don't know. They must have been honed into my brain waves or something, because they really showed it. Well, was it? Did they show up, or was there some epic failure kind of collapseness going on?
There was an epic failure collapseness that happened last night.
I would say it's a little bit of both. Column A, column B. Obviously, LeBron's performance was abysmal.
Yeah, it was.
One of 8, 1 of 9 in the second in the fourth quarter.
Right. Didn't score at all in like the last 6 minutes or something like that?
Yeah. But then the Celtics and the commentators on TV, they brought this up that without IT, they had more threats that the Cavaliers had to take a look at and couldn't concentrate just on one guy.
Or one person, right.
And I think that spread the ball around, and I think that's what kept them in.
Spread the love around offensively, make things a little unpredictable.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Right.
And so who would you say on Boston that really came through with like
oh man,
who would you say picked up the slack of filling that void? Would you say Al Horford?
No, it was.
Or would you say Jay Crowder?
In my opinion, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm usually on top of names like this, but it was the foreign guy who Charles Barkley couldn't pronounce his name last night, so he just called him Double J.
I was calling him Double J then.
That's who it was. It was
Did
Double
Chuck call
J.
him Double J? We're gonna call him Double J.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was Double J. We'll get his name in a minute. But that's who
what about
was the
him?
unsung hero last night.
Okay.
That's who actually came through for them and made the difference. 21-point lead in the third quarter, and it seemed like Cleveland kind of got complacent a little bit and relaxed, which is what anybody would do with a 21-point lead, honestly. But as they started coming back, it was like they just couldn't control it. And LeBron just had a bad game all around. A few weeks ago, or every week when we talk about LeBron, I've been saying he seems to be really coming into his own. He's 32 years old, but this year compared to past years, he's really been coming through when they need him. The moments when they need him, he begs for the ball and he finds a way to score, and he just could not score last night.
Your dude's name is Jonas Jerebko.
Jonas,
yeah, Jerebko.
That's who it was.
Right,
Jonas Jerebko. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah. I could have even done that one.
But you didn't.
But gosh, now I forgot what I was gonna say. But I'm all about the whole mathematical thing. Law of averages. Dude's due to drop a game to have an off game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Cavaliers are due to drop one. I mean,
there have been teams that have swept all the way through before.
Yeah, but it does not happen. It does not happen often, and we'll get into that in a second.
Was that teams or team?
Yeah.
Because I know the Lakers did it. What was it, 2003?
2001. We're going to get into that, baby. We're
team.
going to get into that in a minute, baby.
Which I lived in LA at that time, so that was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
That was their second one, I believe. That was their second in the three-peat.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of go to the other conference, like the other little hemisphere of the United States, and talk about the West Coast and the injury of Kawhi Leonard. I think that this situation is a little bit different because Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James had a bad game. He's clearly the MVP of that team. You know what I'm saying? If LeBron James is going to have an off game, they're most likely gonna lose.
Yeah.
You cannot say that about the Golden State Warriors. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, they're so
What?
stacked.
Splash Brothers, they're not making any baskets? Oh, Donkey Green and Iguodala. We'll all just jump in and Kevin Durant.
And I was going to say, let's not forget Cupcake Durant.
I just try to eliminate him from my memory. But anyway. But yeah, I just think it's kind of a different situation.
Yeah,
what do you
definitely.
guys think?
Kawhi, I don't think he's the kind of situation with like a Harden or a Westbrook.
Right.
The team is definitely capable without him, but missing him on the court is definitely a detriment. Like you said, the Warriors, they have all the talent.
Yeah.
They're a damn all-star team in and of itself.
Right.
I really thought the Spurs would take it to 7 or 6 at least.
Really?
Yeah. 6 at least.
Okay.
But with Kawhi out and he's day to day, and they already said he's not going to be in Game 4. It's
he's not supposed to be playing tonight.
Yeah.
And what about LaMarcus Aldridge? Like, he hasn't been playing well at all, and I feel like if they're even going to try to win a game, because I don't think that they've got the same situation that Boston had, because 3 people would have to have a bad game in order for them for anybody to be like, okay, Golden State's gonna lose this game. they're going to really need LaMarcus Aldridge to step up, Danny Green, my boy Simmons. They're going to need these guys to step up to at least save face and win one game in this series. Agreed?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, they're going to have to get, with Tony Parker out, Kawhi Leonard out, they're going to have to get some real hardcore team participation. And the game when they actually took out Houston, that game, it was Freaky Muffs, man.
Freaky Muffs?
Oh, we were just talking about a Ginobili.
Oh,
I'm trying to give you another assist.
Man,
you're not here with me today, man. We've been calling them Freaky Muffs all day. You called them Freaky Muffs earlier when you walked in the studio.
I called them Sunroof.
Sunroof.
If you would have said Sunroof, I'd have been all over that. But
Jalen Rhodes has been saying the sunroof is out. Yeah.
You two are going to be a trip in the old folks' home. Let me just tell you that.
Keisha, pass me my perks.
All right, it's like life. The upper room.
The upper room.
All right. Anyway, all right. Let's get back.
When Jesus.
He's available for parties, concerts.
Right.
Right.
All right, so I totally forgot about what were we just
Ginobili.
Oh yeah, Ginobili.
He was the MVP of the game. Personally, I think when they took Houston out, so Ginobili's got to step up too. Just adding to the conversation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's just keep it up with the conference finals talk. We kind of alluded to it a little bit when we said that there's really not a whole lot going on with these conference finals. Up until last night. Last night was an entertaining game. Prior to that, we've just been watching shellackins after shellackins after shellackins.
Yeah.
Seriously, unimpressed. It's so bad that I had to make this a topic. The fellas and I, we had to actually go back and see when the last time the finals were this bad. Okay, and to be honest, with the research that we've done, it's never happened when it's been beat downs on both sides.
Both sides like that, right.
It's been just like the entire season.
Yeah.
Teams would get like 130 to 90, and I don't like those scores. I hate that.
130 to 85 actually, or 86. That was horrible.
Right. And just to give you perspective of seriously, this is bad. It does not happen. Just to give you a little perspective, the last one that, the last final sweep, Mark, you were just talking about this, was the 2001 Lakers versus Spurs. Kobe, my man Vino, and Shaq swept the Spurs in the Western Conference
Finals. Yeah, they
Finals.
swept the Spurs. Yep. And the Spurs actually won their first championship in 99.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and actually that team only lost one game that whole postseason, and it was the actual NBA Finals, game 1 against the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then prior to that, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will remember this one, the 90-91 Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Conference Finals against the Detroit Pistons with Isaiah Thomas. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. Oh, of course I remember. That was a big Jordan fan in the 90s. Yeah. That was the game that Isaiah Thomas led the walk off court before the game even ended. You guys remember that? When they walked off the court and walked right past the Bulls bench after destroying Jordan for years, man. Right. And they won back-to-back championships.
They had just won the championship last year.
Yeah, 89 and 90.
Right.
They were champions the previous year, so they were sour about getting swept after being the champions, but Jordan could not wait to dust them absolutely in the playoffs. They finally did, and when he got that one, he remained the king.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about it a little bit before. You said something about the ratings are just super awesome right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of baffling to me because I have been falling asleep on games.
Yeah.
I've been cutting them off at halftime, watching some Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto.
And that's exactly what happened to me last night with the Celtics. They were down 21. I just turned the game off and started watching. WWE had a show last night, so I was watching that instead.
Right.
And then Kescia texted me. You guys watching this game? I was like,
oh no, that was Jimmy.
Oh, it was Jimmy.
Because Kescia fell asleep.
Kescia was knocked out.
So we were both, not for it. Right.
So just quick, I guess, stat right here. The teams that have actually done the best through the playoffs, the 2002-2001 Lakers, like you said, they only lost one game. The 82-83 76ers, that was when Moses Malone said, fo, fo, fo.
Mm-hmm.
And they were 12-1. They only lost one game. So those were the top two right there.
Right. Then we had the Bulls.
Yeah.
I just went with the two most recent.
The most recent ones that swept the conference finals. But I was talking about best records all the way through. Because,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the Warriors haven't lost a game.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers have only lost one game.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if they can manage that historical feat, even though I think somebody's going to lose. I mean, both the teams are going to lose a game.
Someone's going to have to lose. It's a game.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are going to lose.
You mean each other?
Yeah.
Beat each other.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be exciting that way. I don't want to see a sweep in the finals. I want to see it very competitive. I'm not a huge Cleveland fan, but this season I've been becoming a Cleveland fan.
Oh God!
I'm a huge Kyrie Irving fan.
Okay.
He's one of my favorite players after Russell Westbrook. But Kyrie, man, I'm a Kyrie fan. So I'm actually kind of pulling for Cleveland. But I want to see a competitive finals. I absolutely do not want to see Kevin Durant win a championship the year after he cupcaked the Thunder. Right?
No grudge there.
No grudge at all. No.
I will say it's a damn good thing Kyrie Irving is good at basketball, because I don't know if you ever heard, about a month or so ago, he came out as a flat earther. He believes.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh my God.
Oh, these damn millennials and their new old ideas. Like there haven't been actual pictures of the Earth taken. And then they think that none of that's real.
Government conspiracy.
Right.
And we have just lost our 4 flat Earth fans.
Right. But I'm like, when you're sailing somewhere, when you're out on the ocean, do you see skyscrapers? No. Why, as you're approaching cities, it look like they come up out of the water the closer you get? Because the damn Earth is round.
I don't know what's going on.
I opened up a can of worms there.
Yes, he did. Right.
Our producer, / sound engineer, Nate's back there cracking up, right?
Oh man. Okay. All right. So So pretty much the worst conference finals. I think we can say that. Like, as far as we take the whole as
worst
a sum
as in the
total,
most non-competitive.
Yeah, that's what I mean by the most non-competitive. Hopefully, the Spurs will prove us wrong, but I seriously doubt it. Like, I mean, I just feel bad for the Spurs fans.
I mean, with Tony Parker.
Yeah, like they just
they got his torn quadricep. Kawhi Leonard injured the same ankle 3 times.
Raw deal.
Yeah, he's not playing tonight, by the way.
No, right.
Kawhi is out.
I think what makes the conference finals even more of a bitter taste in your mouth is that aside from Cleveland and Golden State series, all the other series were really good.
Yeah. Except for those 2 teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. When we come back, we're going to discuss Colin Kaepernick. He's getting blackballed by the NFL. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on.
Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school.
Hi,
so
I'm
I don't
LeVar
just
Burton,
wear
and
the
I'm
shirt,
proud
I
to be
live
a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person. And if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's radio loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Sorry, guys. No, just so welcome back to Just a Bit Outside, BeExposedRadio.com. Call us in anytime, guys, 410-702-5657, or join our online discussion on Facebook right now. I'm actually kind of going back and forth with a guy who I'm not going to mention his name, Glenn Baker. So there's been a report this morning, a false report, because from a satire site, which when you're reading these satirical websites and these articles, you got to understand from the language, man. Don't just take headlines and repost them. If you see something that's supposed to be breaking news, see if it's on another site. That's a novel idea.
It's called double sourcing.
Huh? Yeah, so anyway, there's a false report that Joe Flacco was released by the Ravens today. That's not happening. Joe Flacco is going to be the highest paid player in the NFL this coming season. Why would the Ravens do that, Mark? Why would they do that?
They wouldn't.
Right. Thank you, Nate. That's a whole nother topic. We'll get there in August.
So thanks, Glenn Baker. That's if you guys have seen me over here typing away as we're talking and kind of zoned out. That's because I'm over here like Kermit, like, no, it's not happening.
Please, like, what do you call it? Dispel this rumor?
Dispel the rumors. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to dispel the rumor. It's not happening.
Think about what you're saying. Like, think of just actually, if you just say that out loud.
It doesn't even make sense.
Right. Release Joe Flacco.
Who did we just sign? Jesus? Who did we just sign? Joe Montana ain't coming back.
Right.
Tom Brady plays for Boston. He's not coming down here.
And now we have lost all of our Christian viewers.
I am going to turn off all of our viewers.
And the Patriot fans.
The
Patriots fans can go screw themselves.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just joking. Did y'all see where Kevin Durant, they asked Kevin Durant about the playoffs being born, and he was like, they don't have to watch. The fans don't have to watch. Turn it off. Y'all didn't see that? I think he might get fined.
Sure. That's on the way.
Something about that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Cool. Let's get us since we're talking about football.
That's why I mentioned that about Joe Flacco, because this is our football segment.
Let's talk about Colin Kaepernick a little bit. He's been shopping himself around for a little while. It certainly seems like there has been some interest, but not any real bites. You know, some people are starting to say that there's some type of conspiracy against him, that he's being blackballed from the NFL. Guys, do you think that that's true, or what's your weigh in on that?
I think it's easy to point at someone who has taken such a political, polarizing stance and say that either one way or the other. Like, if you're against Kaepernick, you know, it's easy to say, yeah, they shouldn't let him play ever again. And if you're for him, then it's easy to say he's blackballed. There's been some other articles, though, that I've read, and so far there's been interest from the Seahawks.
Right, yeah, the Seahawks, yeah.
The Ravens were actually mentioned as one of his possible landing spots.
I wouldn't mind.
Colin.
Holla at us.
You think about those two teams. We were just talking about Joe Flacco.
Right.
Highest paid player in the NFL this year. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
Who's the Seahawks have? Russell Wilson.
Right. But I'm thinking more of a backup player.
Exactly. Yeah. And apparently what's also been reported is that Kaepernick's agent has been, obviously at Colin's urging, looking for starter money. So if he's going to teams asking to be a starter, basically, and you like your starter, you're not going to go for him. I don't think there's a conspiracy per se, but I do think there are teams that are wary of him.
Yeah.
But I think he will wind up getting hired somewhere.
That was along the lines of what I was gonna say. I don't think the owners got together and said, let's keep this guy, Colin Kaepernick. I think just because of all the attention that this has gotten, I mean, teams don't want outside focuses. They want its reporters and the ESPN to be talking about their football team, the football scores, the football stats. They don't want to be talking about Colin Kaepernick and all of his extracurricular activities or his stances, and then the people who have mean things to say about him. But it's been reported that, and I put that in quotes because a lot of people say what the hell they want.
Yeah.
But it's been reported that teams are choosing not to do this because character problems, character issues, and it's like this. Like, the guy took a knee. Like, that's pretty silent. He didn't run on the field shooting guns. You know what I'm saying?
Here, one thing about a character issue when, you know, players are token up or, you know, out here drunk driving or
beating their wives,
punching women. You know, I've never heard anything. I never heard that particular phrase. You know what I'm saying? Character issue. Even with Johnny Manziel, you know what I mean? You never heard the words character issue. You know, even with Johnny Manziel, somebody who was completely out of control. That's basically what they said. You know, that he's completely, you know, out of control. But when I don't know, I just feel like it's just something about the way that is phrased, like the whole character issue.
And so
like,
let's say,
thank you, Nate.
Thanks, Nate. So, yeah, let's talk about character issues. They're saying, oh, well, he's talking all this crap and he's not backing it up. Well, I have a couple stats, and we'll just generalize them. We don't have a whole lot of time left. But just last month, his organization donated $100,000, $50,000 to a Baltimore fundraiser.
We'd love to have you, dog.
A couple months ago, in March, another $100,000. But we're gonna wrap up this segment, guys. We're gonna get into wrestling. We're gonna get into MMA. We're gonna get into this fight with Baltimore's own Gervonta Davis, and we're gonna get into a little bit of controversy with Maria Sharapova. So holla at us, guys. We're going to go take a break and holla us when we get back.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We went over on that
every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
If you missed last week's show of Weird Radio on BeExposedRadio.com, check out this flashback.
Because he's a family man.
Yeah, because we got somebody who wants to eat every day.
Absolutely.
More
gotta
than
feed
once.
the kid, man.
Every day, more than one time.
Gotta keep the kid fed.
More than one time. He needs to be fed at least twice.
But I'm joined
He gets
by
a
Big
little
Mama
cranky
Amma.
if you don't. Have you met me? Yeah, he has no filter. So it's like it is really funny when I posted this the other day that I did not ever want to know this much about myself. Your children are you and whoever else you have made a child with, and then all of the people that are in that bloodline. So my son has so much, because he comes from a long line of extremely intense individuals. Not necessarily dramatic, but I will, because some of them were just grumpy and mean. So I can't say dramatic, but intense, I think, covers that whole spectrum. Yeah. Like some seriously intense, hardcore people. So he's so much, man. If he's hungry, you can always tell because he'll be, what's wrong with you? Are you hungry? Okay, why didn't you just say that? Why did you try to hit me? That wasn't.
That would drive me crazy. Like, use your words, bro. Use your damn words.
You can say that all day. When that switch flips, you are no longer talking to a human being. You are talking to an emotional animal.
That's why I don't want kids though. So I know my side of the family. I know me and my side of the family. So whatever female I decide to mate with, if they batshit crazy,
it's just gonna
be a little demon child.
That's how he talks.
Yeah. So.
But they're fun.
No,
like he's a hater. I'll say that. My son is a hater. If you're having a really good time, he gonna figure out how to shit on it. Absolutely.
Now we got.
But hey, Easy, go away. Why is that how you just woke up? Like, what?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside, guys. Let's flex. We about to flex on y'all as one of my favorite segments of the night, The Real on Wrestling with Mark Foster. What it do?
Busy weekend in WWE. They
Yes.
had two big shows this weekend. NXT territory, their developmental brand, had a pay-per-view show Saturday night. That was a pretty good show. Bobby Roode defended the NXT title against Hideo Itami.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you with those names sometimes.
Spicy.
We're just going to say he's getting Kescia with the names.
And then last night was a WWE Backlash SmackDown branded show. And the fans were actually pretty shocked with the end development. I mentioned last week that the main event was Randy Orton defending the title against Jinder Mahal, who just appeared in the main event scene with really no notice. Guy's been a jobber with WWE for a while now.
People upset about that?
Yeah, well, not really upset, but WWE has this big deal in India. They're expanding their market there, and they're a savvy company, and they put the WWE title on Jinder Mahal last night. He won and beat Randy Orton.
What?
Yeah,
he beat RKO.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So of course the fans were pretty upset about it. A lot of people were just shocked. I'm surprised they pulled this in Chicago, which is notorious for being just a fickle crowd. They will tell you exactly what they think. Yeah.
The mob.
CM Punk used to wrestle there. He's been gone for like 2.5 years. He had that UFC fight.
UFC.
Last year.
He had his face bashed in.
And he's from Chicago, and they were still chanting his name, like letting them know they miss him.
They want to bring him back.
Oh yeah. Well,
wow.
The fans will do. I don't think WWE does.
Right.
So that was the big goings on in wrestling this weekend. There was one more story I just wanted to hit. I don't know if you remember a movie from Disney a couple years ago, $1 Million Arm.
Yeah.
About the pitcher from India.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He actually had a tryout with WWE this past week.
What?
They hold a tryout every so often.
That same guy.
So the same guy, yeah. He tried out. I haven't heard if they're impressed, if they want to sign him or anything. But yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Let's see. I forget his name. I had it right here. Rinka Singh.
Okay.
Yeah. So goes from baseball. Had some issues. I think he had an arm injury and just couldn't keep up that career. But
yeah, that's what
looks
did
like
it for him.
He has a future in wrestling, maybe.
That's awesome.
Sounds cool. I mean, honestly, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't most like former wrestlers like former athletes?
Oh yeah,
a lot of them.
A lot of them did like college or high school ball, football. A lot of guys are coming up from the NFL now. There's a guy, Baron Corbin. I can't remember his real name, but his wrestling name is Baron Corbin. He played with the Cardinals and a couple other teams. Bill Goldberg, he was with the Atlanta Falcons.
The Falcons, right.
Yeah.
You have a few Olympians.
Kurt Angle.
And Mark Henry.
The world's strongest man.
Yeah, he won a gold medal, right, in weightlifting, or was he just in weightlifting?
He didn't win, but he did represent Team USA.
But that was his tagline, world's strongest man.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Cool. We good? Wrestling?
Yeah. MMA talk?
As far as MMA goes, we have some upcoming UFC fights here. May 28th, Gustafsson Teixeira for the next light heavyweight contender. In July, we actually have everybody's really excited about Daniel Cormier, John Jones 2. July 29th, I kind of skipped ahead for that because whoever is the winner of the Gustafsson Teixeira fight may be the next in line to fight the winner of Cormier, John Jones. What do you guys think about John Jones? They had a press conference. They had the summer press conference for all of these coming fights in the summer. And Daniel Cormier is like, you're a junkie. Go do some coke. And John Jones says, I whooped your ass after a coke binge. No, he said, I whooped your ass during a coke binge.
Wow. And then he say something like, with strippers, right?
Right.
And he's like,
yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. But
John Jones is a wild dude.
He's a wild guy. But I really believe he's the youngest UFC champ, or he was the youngest UFC champion. We've seen stories like this with Mike Tyson and, of course, John Jones now. These guys are given the entire world at such a young age. Tyson was 20.
Floyd had a couple of issues, too.
Yeah, Floyd came up, and he was one of the best, coming all the way up.
De La
Hoya. Say it again?
De La Hoya had issues, too.
Yeah, and you're given so much money, these millions of dollars, these women throwing themselves at you, and you are supposed to be walking around as one of the most dangerous people on the world. Imagine how much confidence that gives you in your mind. And then, throwing all the money and all the women and all the drugs. So many pitfalls, man. But anyway, we've got Jose Aldo, Max Holloway coming up. Holly Holm and Betch Correia, June 17th.
Holly Holm.
Right. That's gonna be pretty exciting. Both of them were contenders for the title. Holly Holm actually beat Ronda Rousey for the title. I had a buddies of mine, we were kind of texting in our friend group chat, and they were asking me who I think would win this. And I'm like, Betch Correia. Betch Correia got that ass, by the way. But anyway, I was like, Betch Correia, she's got... But I said she's got them hands, but Holly Holmes got that whole body, like kicks, knees, punches, elbows. So it's gonna be a good fight.
I think we all know Holly Holm can kick.
Right? But I think she has the edge there. But this is definitely gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be in Singapore, June 17th.
Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting fights coming up later on this spring and this summer in the UFC. Over the weekend, we just had Baltimore's own Gervonta Davis defend his title. So, what do you guys think about that?
You want to go?
Go ahead.
All right. It really wasn't much of a fight. I know that there were plenty of people here in Baltimore that tuned in. It was on Showtime. It was an early fight because it was in London for one, and the scheduling was kind of weird because it was a title fight.
It was a title fight.
Yeah.
But the fight live, it came on at 6.
Mhm.
Showtime actually played it a couple of times. But it came on at 6, and it's an IBF super featherweight title, which is 130 pounds.
Mhm.
Quick tidbit: Gervonta Davis actually came in 2 pounds overweight during the weigh-in. So I was watching it with some friends of mine, and they were like, "Why is he naked? Why are they holding up the flag?" And it was because when he came back ass naked because you want to take off every ounce of weight off of your body. But he ended up making weight for the fight, and he defeated Liam Walsh, who is an English super lightweight champion. The crowd was absolutely against Tank Davis.
Yeah, they booed the dude. I
Yeah.
was like, they were going to boo him and everything, but
They were pretty rough.
they were booing like they actually thought that this Walsh kid was going to win.
He came out to Michael Jackson's bad wearing the Michael Jackson hat and the glittery general's jacket.
Yeah, that joint was, it was fresh. It was fresh.
Yeah, he even had like decal glittery gloves that you can't fight with all that stuff on, but it matched the outfit. So he got in the ring and changed his gloves out. But look that up if you want to see that. I thought it was pretty funny. He came up to "I'm Bad," Michael Jackson. Come on, y'all.
Right.
22 years old, the youngest champion in boxing right now. Again, it's the IBF super featherweight. And he defended the title. Second round TKO, referee stoppage.
Third? I think it was third. Was it third
No,
or second?
I think it was second. Second round.
Ooh, we're going to fact check that one.
Yep. We'll check it. But what do you think, Keish? We watched the fight together.
Right. I don't know if it was that this guy is just really impressive or if this Walsh was just not ready for what he was about to face. The most interesting thing about with Davis is that he's a southpaw.
Right.
You know, and to me, like when you get to watch a left-handed fighter fight, it's like a extra special treat because the form is different. I mean, everything.
Punches come from a different angle.
Yeah, and it kind of almost looks awkward. But, I mean, Davis was just putting down the hammer fist on this guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he absolutely did.
Right. Like, you'd have thought this was like a little mini Mike Tyson up in there, the way he was pounding on this dude.
Yeah. The fighter experts are kind of calling him younger, better, more improved Floyd Mayweather. His defense isn't quite Floyd Mayweather. Probably the greatest defensive fighter ever.
Right.
But
I don't think he's as fast as Floyd either.
You don't think he's as fast?
I just think Floyd is just like the fastest.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Like,
his reaction time. A lot of people sleep on him. But anyway, we're talking about Tank Davis.
Right,
Quick tidbit. I used to train at that gym. It's like one of the best gyms in Baltimore, Upton Boxing. So I've actually seen Tank when he was a kid. So
shout out to the Upton Boxing.
Shout out to Upton Boxing, yeah, because we actually saw Coach Calvin was up there. Shout out Coach Calvin. We saw him up there coaching him up. So that was good that he stays here. He stays here, he trains here, and then when the fight gets closer, Then he moved. Then he went out to Las Vegas and trained in Floyd's gym. But they seem to be kind of bringing him along quickly but slowly.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. So what's up next for Tank? Do you guys? I mean, clearly he had to do a lot to make weight for this particular class. I would say, I mean, just from my amateur perspective, that I think he's ready to move up a weight class.
I don't think he's going to move up quite yet, but of course, eventually he will. Everybody wants to be where those welterweights are, 147 pounds. That's where all the big guys are. Welterweight and middleweight. That was one of Floyd Mayweather's his weight class, 147. But so his next fight, or who the boxing world wants to see him fight next, Victor Lemachenko, he was actually Vasyl, Keish, thank you.
Wow.
Vasyl Lemachenko. But he was actually supposed to be the number one contender when Tank Davis fought and actually won against, that's the victor, Pedraza. No, Jose Pedraza. I'm all messed up. That Joe Flacco conversation hit me. But anyway.
Thanks, Glenn.
Right, thanks, Glenn. But Jose Pedraza, when he was the IBF champion, he was supposed to fight Lemachenko because Lemachenko is actually the WBO champion of that weight class.
Okay. Cool.
You looked at me like you had something to say. I thought you were
okay.
Oh.
I'm listening.
So Lemachenko was supposed to be the number one contender against Pedraza. But Floyd Mayweather and his negotiating abilities, he was able to negotiate the fight with Pedraza. Tank Davis beat Pedraza to get the IBF crown, which is the big red belt.
Right.
So Tank Davis is the champion now, and Lemachenko is coming around. I was supposed to be my fight. I'm fighting next. But then they arranged the fight with Walsh.
Right.
That just happened. So it seems like this guy Lemachenko is next. But I actually watched an interview over the weekend Floyd Mayweather gave. He said they're not really in a hurry to get that matchup done because, again, Tank Davis is only 22 years old. He's only had 17 fights. He's undefeated, which is how they were able to get him in the championship fight. But it seems like they're kind of bringing him along. They're going to take baby steps at this point.
And so there was some other extracurricular activity, like some extra fighting going on during a match. What happened with somebody's uncle sucker punching somebody?
Yeah, Oxon Hill, Maryland, obviously.
Right.
Andre Durrell, he's a fighter. I was just looking at the story a little bit ago.
So I don't know the guys' names, but one guy kept hitting the guy late.
Uzchenko or something like that.
Yeah.
He hit him after the bell, and the uncle went over and just left hand sucker punched the boxer
right in the chin.
And now he's about to go to jail.
Yep.
But when we come back, we're going to talk about Maria Sharapova and her dopingness. So don't go anywhere.
And then some baseball
Tennis
a little
talk
later.
All right, just a bit outside.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yeah, we're gonna start this one Baltimore style. Hey y'all. What's going on? Yeah, we were just talking about we were just wrapping up wrestling and stuff. We're gonna switch gears and kind of go into tennis. And let's talk about Maria. I'm down with doping Sharapova.
Yeah, so kind of explain the background of that story. Why we keep on saying I'm down with doping.
All right, so Maria Sharapova is a professional women's tennis player who has recently been suspended for using a banned substance.
Yeah.
With the ITF, which is the International Tennis Federation.
For almost a year and a half at this
Right.
point.
Yeah, 15-month suspension. And the drug is called meldonium. It's a Latvian heart drug. And the Latvian heart drug is banned in the United States. And I'm still trying to wrap my brain around how this is performance enhancing.
Because it probably pumps your heart up. Gets your heart going faster.
Yeah, strengthens your heart. Okay.
And it doctors actually don't prescribe this for longer than 6 months. She's been taking this for 10 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. But anyway, she got banned for it. She got caught. She got banned for it. Her excuse was that her doctors prescribed it to her, but they were like, "Why have you been taking this for 10 years?"
And not only why have you been taking it, but you never told anybody about it. Like,
right.
It's a little suspect.
Yeah.
But so she's serving the suspension, and I guess kind of to give both sides of the coin. The other side of the coin is. What she is claiming, and it's kind of her defense, was that the ITF, the International Tennis Federation, kind of did a botched job of informing everyone that this was a newly banned substance in the United States. Now, the substance was banned 1/1/2016, and what the ITF did was, and pretty much this is kind of like the protocol for most sports.
Right. The ITF, by the way, is the International Tennis Federation. Okay.
The protocol is to alert their players of new banned substances that are added to the list. Now, most of the time, what they do is they specifically say, hey guys, substance XYZ is now banned, moving forward, please be aware, blah, 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 blah. The ITF did not do that. What they did was they sent out the email to all of the players just saying, hey, there's a new updated list of banned substances. Now, of course, the responsibility is on the tennis player, on the player to, check this list
to go back and check the list, because this is stuff that you're putting in your body. This is your profession. This is how you make your money.
Right. So, yeah.
Anyway, long story short, or long story
longer,
a little
longer.
But anyway, it was initially a 2-year ban, but the ITF went back and said, okay, we're kind of at fault with the way that we broke this down to you guys. So they reduced it by 11 months. It was 24 months, and it got reduced down, or 9 months, reduced to 15 months.
So now she's basically trying to, come back.
Right.
And
she wants to come back for the French Open, which these majors, you have to have a good, respectable record in order to be invited in order to get into it, because there are a certain number of spots that they have to fill, and there are hundreds of tennis players. So right now she's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, when she was suspended, she was ranked number 7. And now she is unranked. And she's basically fighting for wild cards here on out for the rest of the tennis season. So basically what a wild card is, it makes you jump over all of the preliminary qualifying matches in the tennis tournaments. Now, a lot of the players in the WTA and as well on the men's side, most notably Joe Wilfried Tsonga, who is from France. We have this French Open starting, I believe, this week.
Caroline Wozniacki.
Yeah, there's been a lot of players who have spoken out against this, saying that she's a cheater. Why should she be able to get that wild card when there are plenty of other tennis players who are unranked or who have a lower ranking, who have been playing, all this time for the past year.
Some tennis players even invoke the name of Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, and not only have they been playing, but they've been doing it the right way. So so basically that's kind of like the shots fired. That's basically the dynamic of what's been going on with this Maria Sharapova situation.
But today, what happened?
Okay, I'm gonna get there. In March,
you're so spicy.
In March, the head of the French Tennis Federation flew out to LA to talk to Maria Sharapova, to hear her campaign to get this wild card. And the result of that, Jimmy is so anxious.
Right, get to what's happened.
Go ahead.
They denied it.
So she was denied.
They denied it today.
Right. So, this is I think to me personally, this is a huge disadvantage for her, because these qualifying matches, like these prelims, these are extra stepping stones to get to the actual people, like to the real deals. So she's got a long road ahead of her. And me personally, I'm very happy that she didn't get the wild card, because I'm not big on cheating at all and making things easier for folks who didn't do the right thing in the first place.
And what I was reading about the wild cards is that they're at the discretion of the tournaments themselves, and not the tennis federation. So if French Open wants to just say that's fine.
Right.
Another thing is that they're usually used for if they're used on name players, it's someone coming back from injury or something like that, or they use them on local people. That way they get some exposure.
Not usually someone who was banned.
Exactly.
Right.
And I did read that she's going to be allowed to do the tournaments to try to get into Wimbledon. So she has this opportunity. Let her prove herself. If she can get back up that high in the rankings, if she can win something, good for her. I just hope it's clean.
And like we spoke in, I think it was about 2 shows ago, with Serena being out, Victoria Azarenka, not coming back to Wimbledon. She certainly, I would say that she has a pretty decent shot at making a run at the French Open title. So,
who do you think has the best chance on the women's side of winning?
Phew. Gosh. I like Caroline.
Serena's out.
Yeah, I like Caroline Wozniacki. I do like her. Simona Halep is always.
Yeah, Halep. That's who I think when we were talking about the tennis, we mentioned her a couple of weeks ago.
And of course, my girl Razwanka.
Right.
Yeah, but I would say definitely Wozniacki or Razwanka. What about you, Mark?
Wozniacki is probably most recognizable name right now.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly hope that Madison Keys makes a serious push, and I know that Venus is going to be playing, but with her medical condition, it's just so hard to predict, how well she's going to play or how far she's going to go. But I do certainly hope that those two American players, certainly go some distance and keep the presence of the Americans in the tournament for as long as possible.
In the French Open, Americans traditionally don't do well unless your name is Serena Williams.
Right, because it's on clay, and traditionally in the United States you play on a hard court. So the different surfaces certainly play factor into advantages and disadvantages of the different players. But we're going to take a quick break. You guys don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to discuss our way early predictions for the AL Cy Young. We're going to talk some baseball. Don't go anywhere.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, we're back. Once again, it's on. Let's start this segment off with some updates. I think we got some local sports, and the NBA game is finally underway.
Yeah, the O's are taking on the Twins tonight. First game in the 3-game series, and they started out hot in the second inning. O's were up 5-0. Suddenly, it's 11-6. The Twins got 9 runs in the last 2 innings.
Good God!
And they have runners on second and third and only 1 out. So this could be nasty.
It could get worse.
We just got that third out, so they just closed out that inning. But now it's 12-6. So somebody scored.
I'll do the sound effect myself. Boom, 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 boom. But NBA game 27-17. Warriors are up 10. 55 seconds left in the first quarter. 29-17 now. 48 seconds left.
So that's pretty much going as expected.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess.
We'll see. We'll keep an eye out to see if they can climb back into that. So we're going to talk a little bit about baseball, of course. It's that time of the year. I'm going to do our way early predictions for the AL Cy Young. So we'll just do a little round robin on that. Mark, you want to lead us off with the discussion?
Yeah. Ironically, we're playing the Twins.
Yeah. Here you go.
I didn't plan this. I'm not being mean to
you. You did this on purpose.
And he pitches tomorrow night against the O's. From the Twins, I have Irvin Santana. He's a righty. Let's see. He has an ERA right now, 2.07, which it's like the third best in the AL right now. But the number that strikes me the most is he's allowed 14 runs, tied for second least in the AL, but he's only allowed 29 hits, whereas everyone else is like high 30s, low 40s. I like his performance. I like his production. I hope to hell he doesn't do very well tomorrow night. But and honestly, the O's have kind of struggled against him, with the exception of Chris Davis. He's batting 179 against the guy. He has 5 hits, 3 of them for home runs.
I was gonna say 4 of them home runs, but 3 of that's pretty much Chris Davis there.
Yeah,
he's always like 4 for 37 with 3 home runs.
JJ Hardy's 235 against the guy. Ricard's batting 1,000, but he's only had one at bat against him. So yeah, it's Irvin Santana. That's my pick for early AL Cy Young.
Cool. All right. And the Twins are certainly handling the Orioles tonight.
Yeah.
So. James?
So from myself, I chose Chris Sale from the much hated Boston Red Sox now, I guess.
The guy that beaned Manny?
Right, yeah. I know. It hurts my heart to actually say it, but he's been doing very well, actually. He's on 10-plus strikeout streak, an 8-game streak. And this is actually his second time that he's had at least 7 games with 10 strikeouts in a row. There are only 2 players to ever have that kind of streak, with happened twice in their career. The other was another Boston Red Sox strikeout artist.
David Ortiz.
A pitcher, fool.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry. Strikeout artist.
We're talking about pitchers.
Oh,
we're talking about Cy Young pitchers.
Pedro
Pedro.
I thought you were talking about hitters that strike out. I'm sorry. Okay, Pedro Martinez.
Come on, man.
Second answer.
This is your topic. But so he's going on 8 games in a row, and the record is actually 8 that he actually shares with another player. Some stats on Chris Sale. His ERA is 2.19. His in 9 games, his record is 4-2. 95 total strikeouts. So that's who my choice is, Chris Sale, because of course, we look at hits. Personally, when I watch baseball, I love to see a pitcher's duel. I love to see a lot of strikeouts. Pedro Martinez is one of my favorite pitchers of all time. So I love the strikeout numbers. Chris Sale with 95 strikeouts this year, 8 games in a row where he has 10 or more strikeouts.
Okay. All right. Well, now for the best pick for the AL Cy Young. And they both already know who I'm going to say.
Not biased at all.
This is only your guy that you talk about every week.
All right. There's a love affair with this guy.
I think I mentioned his name last week, and she just started fawning.
She was like, oh, my, oh. She almost took her shirt off.
Now. Okay. Dallas Keuchel for the Houston Astros.
Really, Dallas Keuchel?
Yeah, Dallas.
That's what you were gonna say.
Nickname Kid Keuchel. he is no stranger to the Cy Young because he won the AL Cy Young in 2015, which is that's when I kind of learned about him.
Mhm.
And I'm not really a Houston Astros fan, but he was just so phenomenal in 2015. I mean, you had no choice but to notice, and of course the Major League did because they gave him the Cy Young. But he is currently 7-0. His ERA is 1.84, which is the lowest in the Major League, and he's also holding his opposing hitters to a 1.86 batting average, which is a pretty
damn
impressive.
good for a pitcher, pretty low for a batter.
Yeah, and especially in that division, he's got some pretty good hitting teams in that division, Texas Rangers, whatnot. So he's just been really really impressive the whole entire season. He just recently went on the DL because he has a pinched nerve in his neck, and I believe that's a 15-dayer. They might have downgraded it to day, but regardless, he's going to be out for some amount of time dealing with this pinched nerve, and I don't think it's a big enough of an injury to kind of hurt the momentum that he has going. I mean, this kid has a lot of strengths going for him. Most notably would be his command, and he has a really awesome slider. And when he throws the slider, it's like a 50-50, 50-50 chance. He's got I think a strike rate of 42.3% with his slider,
With a slider, that's damn good.
yeah, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, so he's been doing his job and pulling his weight along with my man Yu Darvish with the Houston Astros.
Right?
Yeah, and that's gonna be my pick for the AL Cy Young.
Cool.
And I have a pretty good feeling it's gonna stay like that the rest of the season, unless he gets hurt or something. Yeah.
That's cool.
Right.
Have you guys heard any news on Kevin Gausman for the Orioles?
Did he go out?
No, I'm asking anybody.
I know he didn't. He just
Conversing here.
he pitched over the weekend.
Did he? He's been out injured a couple times now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Zach Britton was out injured. That's
Right,
the story
right.
of the pitching staff right now.
Right. Well, I kind of wanted to get into what's going on with the pitching and with the Orioles. It seems like as of late, they've been getting lit up, and as Marcus
exactly.
alluded to, we've been
Good
dealing
segue.
with the injury bug with the starting rotation. I know that they've been kind of mulling over the ideas of moving up a few players. I think Kevin Gausman is back though. I want to say that he pitched this weekend, but do you think that?
I think he played against the Royals, right? Or pitched against the Royals.
Maybe we got swept. Okay, that was last weekend then.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking about. But let me get back to what do you think the Orioles need to do? Do you think we need to, get on the phone, think about making some trades? Are we in the position to do that? I mean, we do have. I feel like we do have some marketable people, but as a fan, of course, you don't want to see them go.
We have possibly one of the most marketable people on our lineup, Manny Machado, who is in a contract season. But as an Orioles fan, we're hoping to keep him. But there are going to be a lot of teams interested in him.
Yeah, I believe that there'll be a lot of teams interested in Jonathan Shope as well.
Yeah,
and
Shope.
he obviously, well, not necessarily obviously, but I think the Orioles would be more susceptible to market him, possibly shop him around. God forbid they do that. I seriously hope that they don't do it. But when you're realistically speaking, okay, you got this one void that you have to fill, which seems to be the all-time void with the Orioles. I don't know why we can't get right with that.
Right. And even
what are you gonna do?
Kind of going back to Gausman again, he's been like our closer, the go-to guy, and he hasn't, with him having such. Oh no, he's not a closer, right?
He's a starter. No.
He's a starter.
Zach Britton is our closer.
Britton, but with Gausman kind of having such a bad last few games, and Zach Britton is injured right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, he is, yeah.
With Britton being injured, I think that's really what's killing us.
Because we've been losing a lot of games as of late. I mean, like Mark just said, we just gave up 9, maybe it was 10 when it was all said and done.
10.
Well,
10
yeah.
over 2 innings.
We just gave it 10 in 2 innings. And what was that, 7 and 8? Because I don't even think we're in the 9th inning yet. Or 6 and 7. It's either
6 and 7.
Yeah, okay, 6 and 7. So, it might be a good idea. I mean, it might be something that they want to do. Shop somebody around. Find somebody that's dumb enough to take Chris Davis. Seriously, find somebody that's to take Chris Davis.
Right. I mean, Chris Davis plays first base. With him being like a strikeout / home run artist, I could see where you would think he could be expendable because Trumbo.
We're not going to get rid of Trumbo.
Well, what I'm saying is we can put Trumbo on first base because we have the
Kim?
guy. No, the catcher.
Oh, Wellington Castillo.
Yeah, Castillo. We've got Castillo now as a catcher.
Yeah.
So we don't have to keep Trumbo as a back there as a catcher. We can put him on first base.
Outfield.
I know he plays right field,
Yeah.
but I thought he was catcher too.
No.
Oh.
He's an outfield.
I thought he was one of those guys that kind of did everything.
I mean, just to kind of go off of what you're saying, how about shift Trumbo to first base, and then you could have Kim playing in outfield all the time because I don't think he gets to play like every
that
once in a
often.
while. He's not playing that often. I mean, we could make move. The point that James is trying to make is you could definitely shift some players
That's
around.
my point, is that we can shift some guys around and we can cover for Chris Davis because it's not like he's winning Golden Gloves on first base out there.
And I think some people will have a problem with us saying get rid of Chris Davis, but I think he's the most expendable.
Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think, Facebook.
Mean, call in, type in, do you think the Orioles should keep Chris Davis? Chris Crush. I used to be a Crush. I don't know Davis anymore.
Chris Quiff. Now he's
well, hey, after the Ravens released Flacco, there's anything that's good.
Right.
That's what we're going to be hearing about tomorrow.
Right.
Chris Davis got traded along with Joe Flacco in a package deal.
Yes. But a quick shout out to Greg Jones and Cindy Newton.
What's up, guys?
Who are following along.
Anybody else?
Chris Small. I didn't know. You want me to go down the whole list?
Yeah, Cindy Perez. What's up? We like to shout out our people.
Yeah, Cindy Perez, Chris Small. Dale Jeffrey is a loyal follower. Follows us every week. Yeah.
Cool. So, what about the Nationals? How have the Nationals been doing? That was y'all's like hot team for a minute. I feel like they've kind of faded to the back a little bit. Have they been? They still been on a tear? I know that they their bats are still pretty hot.
Well, they're still in first place in the National League East with a 26-17 record. But they're actually 5-5
in the last 10
games.
So they're kind of probably why we haven't heard too much about them.
Yeah. But they're still in first place by 7 games. Though.
Okay.
Now, in the National League, there is a new RBI leader.
Oh, is it?
We liked Zimmerman last week. Former Oriole Mark Reynolds with the Rockies.
Mark Reynolds.
Wow.
Why are they always
He's with the
former
Rockies
Orioles?
now.
He's with the Rockies now. Yeah.
Wow. And that's the ballpark with all the home runs. The
Oh
home
yeah,
run
that's
ballpark.
definitely a hitter's park. That's definitely a hitter's park.
The
That's
thin
pretty
air
cool.
out there.
Yeah. And who else is hot right now? I think the Braves are hot right now. They're like 7-3 out of their with their last 10. I think we have a new basement dog. We got 2. Philadelphia Phillies, Marlins, Reds. They're all horrible right now. But maybe when we come back off a hiatus, we'll do another like round robin of who's hot and who's not.
Of course, the Astros are doing really well still. Mark, you talked about Astros last week.
Yeah, then the Orioles lost their lead in the AL East. They are half a game behind the New York Yankees, who, I mean, really, honestly, our division as a whole has not been that great over the past week and a half. Everybody's kind of struggled over their past 10 games. But we have Minnesota now, and the Yankees are coming back.
Yeah.
They're going to be here for the Memorial Day game, and I believe that there's a giveaway that day, Memorial Day T-shirt. So that's going to be fun and exciting.
There was a giveaway over the weekend, the Maryland flag game. I think they're going to do it
those
again.
joints was tight.
They're going to do it again on Thursday, and it's sponsored by Morgan State, actually. They're going to give away.
They're going to give the jerseys away again?
Yeah, they're gonna give away replicas of the Maryland jerseys
on Thursday.
The Maryland flag jerseys on Thursday.
My birthday.
Yeah, it's Keisha's birthday, right?
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned that. Yeah, actually. Well, happy future coming birthday, Kescia. The Orioles will be doing another giveaway on your birthday. The Maryland flag. We were watching, looking at them like, oh, they look
Did you see the jerseys?
No. So
oh man, they were slick.
The writing. Where it says Orioles, the numbers and everything, it's the Maryland flag.
Nice.
Like print,
and they were even wearing Maryland flag print socks.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the fit is with the Maryland flag brim and everything. Okay. Want to do one more quick?
Yeah, the Texas Rangers are hot right now. I actually was going to bring up the power rankings because the Texas Rangers are surging right now. So let's say updated power rankings right now. Astros, Rockies, Nationals, Yankees at number 4, Orioles at 5, D-Bags, I almost said. D-Backs. I'm a nasty guy. D-Backs, Dodgers, Rangers at 8, Brewers and Cardinals round up the top 10. But the Rangers have actually jumped 7 spots on the power rankings.
Anybody notice anything about these rankings?
The power rankings?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Heavy in one league and maybe a little lighter in the other.
You said, are we noticing anything about that? Yeah. It seems like pretty heavy with the American League teams there.
Yeah.
But
a little prelude to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Who controlled the World Series?
Oh, being fans, and of course, I feel like now with the Nationals being here and their National League team, that gives
you did that on purpose,
right? That gives an extra little oomph to the rivalry here going. And so, of course, I'll be pulling for the American League. And now with the past few years, but it's been a recent thing, the winner of the All-Star game gets home field advantage in the World Series.
Exactly.
Well, that's been going on like 15 years now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I thought I heard that they were reconsidering it. Maybe they might revoke that.
Wow. Why?
Which, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, you guys don't like it?
Best record should get home field advantage.
Yeah, you're right. But it didn't start with like there was a tie or something like that in the All-Star game or something like that.
I think they didn't like how non-competitive it was.
Yeah, it just wasn't competitive. Yeah. So they trying to add things to spice it up there.
And there's been talk that other leagues might actually incorporate that whole home field advantage, possibly the NBA, for their All-Star game. Which
I like it. I like the idea of it for.
I'm not a fan.
Really? I like it. It actually gives them something to play for. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you didn't like that?
Yeah, but if they're playing for something, and let's say your star player goes down injured because they were actually trying in the All-Star game, aren't you gonna be pissed?
Kescia, I was actually looking at you because just now, then she just said just said I don't like it.
What?
And then you said you like it.
I don't like what?
The idea we're
of the
talking
All-Star
about.
game meaning something.
Oh, I just said I didn't like it?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. No. I do like it. I do like it. I'm sorry. No. If I said that, I apologize. No, I do like the idea of that. You know, I think it gives us something to play for. They're not just out there like showboating it. They know that, you know, they could possibly have, you know, home court advantage in the postseason. They might actually
Home field advantage we're talking about.
Yeah, but he was saying they
If
might
the
do it
NBA.
in the
In
NBA.
the NBA, yeah.
Home court advantage, then they might actually play for that.
And maybe a team will score 190 points.
They need to throw something in there for the
Yeah,
NBA.
they do.
Because the way that it went this past one, I guess they ran the score up. That's kind of exciting. But you want to see competitiveness. I want to see the guys playing defense. And it seemed like somebody's dribbling down and they were just letting them go. I want to see more competitiveness. So.
All right. So, I want to talk a little bit about, Thank you, producer.
Right, notes from the producer.
Right. You guys, we are taking Memorial Day off, so we will not be on the air next Monday because we're on holiday. So,
since Memorial Day actually is Monday,
right.
and all.
right.
I'm gonna take that off from work, and the fun job that we have to
get a little barbecue on.
Right.
Yeah, barbecue and beer, baby. Barbecue, beer, and baseball. 3 B's.
Can't go wrong with that.
With Just a Bit Outside, we always like to end the show on a kind of like a feel good note, a feel good story. So this week we are going to be talking about a woman who is going to be the first woman to call an NFL game in about 30 years. Miss Beth Mowins. She will be with ESPN, and it's been long overdue. I mean, just about everybody, you know, women have just about infiltrated just about every sport. You have the young lady that's on Baseball Tonight with Kruk and Tim Kirchin, who does a great job. You know, we have Michelle Beadle, Sage Steele, who handle basketball, and I don't understand the school of thought that football would be any different. There are plenty of women out there who watch football. There are plenty of women out there that enjoy pick'em leagues, and they can pick winners better than most guys. That can put together a fantasy team better than most guys. So, you know, shout out to ESPN for kind of pioneering that move. And we certainly look forward to hearing from her for the 2017 season. I believe she's going to start, she will call the second game of the first Monday Night Football doubleheader on 9/11.
And football actually seems to be finally opening up now. They had the first female referee last season.
Yep.
So that's the feel-good story of the evening.
All right. That's all we got for you today. Like I said, next Monday, we're not going to be here because we're going to be chilling, drunk, something. I don't know. We're going to be doing something.
I'm going to be drinking beer.
All of the above.
Cooking out.
So, as always, Baltimore, spread love, yo.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Suck
it.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future.
Hey now, this is your girl Tracy from Gangsta Goddess Radio. If you missed us on Monday from